Hello and welcome, my lovely Pisces. Pisces, your card in tarot is the Moon card. This is the new deck I've just purchased, my Beautiful Creatures deck. This card is about uncovering secrets from an unknown source. The secrets are held by the Moon, and the Moon and the crows communicate. And there's this energy of the truth around in the air and in the moonlight of the air that the crows are whipping up. And this dark angel here, this midnight angel, is using her intuition to find that information. Very sweet cards, very beautiful lessons. And that is unconcealing what is concealed. All right, my lovely Pisces, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of November 18th through 24th, 2019. Remember, time is merely a pretense. It could be past, present, or future energies and or lessons. This is general reading for my Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and House positions. Cross-watchers welcome. However, it still will not apply to all. Do hang around for the entirety of the message, because there will be collective messages that pop up that don't necessarily follow the line of the story that's coming together. These are think of these as fairy tales or stories for my Pisces to hear, to understand their lives. All right, Pisces, what do we have above us? Well, we still are in that Mercury retrograde. If you feel like nothing's moving forward, it's probably because it isn't. We are in that Mercury retrograde. I haven't had a lot of technical issues. I don't think a lot of people have had major technical issues. I haven't heard about major security breaches this time around like we do in Leo season. But what we have had is a lot of re-looking over a lot of emotional issues, deep emotional issues with Scorpio, because it's Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, and the transition and the transformation from our past selves, releasing our past selves and moving into our future selves, especially in preparation for the new year. Mercury does go direct on Thursday, so thank goodness we're going to get a little green light to move forward again. And then we're also going to move into Sagittarius season, completely out of Scorpio season, which is the Sagittarius consider all and more the group over the one. And it's just getting ready for that Thanksgiving dinner to say thank you and everything with everyone. And it's just time to move out of this really contemplative, dark Scorpio death-like energy. Pisces, I don't know how you handled that full moon in Taurus on Tuesday. It was really tough, but do check out my daily reading for November 13th. It was a daily collective reading. It's called the Taurus Full Moon Hangover, and you're probably still feeling it. We'll probably still feel it until Mercury goes direct, and maybe even a little bit beyond that with Mercury retrograde shadow continuing over the next couple weeks, just in time to give us a break from all this nonsense come Thanksgiving. All right, let's get to it, my loves. Me being the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling with unconditional love and, of course, gratitude. And that is why I graciously thank you now, my lovely Pisces, for all your views, your likes, your subscribes, your comments, your donations, booking your personal readings. You guys have been wonderful as well. All right, I'm just going to ask Spirit, what do my Pisces need to... I'm going to pull that card back since I haven't started yet. What do my Pisces need to know this week? What energy is going to hit you this week? What advice we got from Spirit? And then let's try and pull some love cards from my happy unicorn deck. Only my big signs, Sagittarius and Capricorn and Aquarius, got some love messages. So let's see if we can get some for my last sign, Pisces. All right, Pisces. What energies are going to hit my Pisces? I hate when they fall out like that. No, thank you. Spirit, come on. Let's see what we have for my Pisces. My energy for my Pisces this week. My lovely fishies. Uno más. Okay, two more. Maybe because my Spanish is so rotten. All right, the Two of Swords, something you're trying to hold apart. Sometimes this thing should be held apart. I got this in the Aquarius reading, in that sometimes you should never cross the swords. You should never cross the streams. Very Ghostbusters. You're holding apart something, and it has tension, and you're trying not to get these two things to cross or come together. And you can only do it for so long. Even yeah, you just can only do it for so long. You can't even It's just the tension of it. Your arms are going to get tired. The Six of Swords here next to this. Very swordsy energy, a lot of thinking going on. No surprise in this Mercury retrograde. But Six of Swords is getting out of something. But more importantly, it's strategizing your way out. It could be travel, but I almost never really genuinely pick that up and it resonates with anybody. But the Six of Swords is kind of escaping a situation, getting out of the situation, because like I said, this is tense. This is a situation where crossing the swords can be catastrophic. However, oftentimes it's not even your business to not allow these swords to cross. It's usually you between these swords, two things you're trying to hold apart or keep separate. And you can't keep your life in like little boxes forever. You can't keep things. It's like when you're dating somebody and you're like, I don't want to meet my family because they're terrible. I've picked that up for my Pisces before too, but it's just an inevitability that they're going to come together. And your first response when those things come together is going to be to run, to get out of Dodge. Two of Pence and the Hierophant here in the Taurus. Another 2 card, another juggling card. You're just trying to... you could have a Taurus in your existence that you're trying to keep away from somebody else, or you're trying to keep away some information from a Taurus or from somebody involving a Taurus. But this is also that you may be juggling a Taurus. You may be just juggling the concept of doing things the right way or the traditional way. Maybe you need a teacher, but whatever you're doing, this card is completely apart. This 2 of Pence. It's like you're trying to look at the difference in the colors. You're trying to keep these things apart. You're trying to juggle one thing one way and one thing another way. And it does have a lot to do with that fear of, like, your value. Like, usually you're juggling play and work, and it's not really going so well. A ball will be dropped, and it's kind of an inevitability. And like I said, your solution is to run. Your solution is to get out of Dodge. And it's not always going to work. You're going to have to come back to this eventually, but you're just really not sure. It's like the one thing you didn't want to happen, the one thing you didn't want to come together, the one thing that you didn't want to fall apart, that's happening. The explosion that you were trying to, you're trying to blow out the wick that's burning towards the bomb, the TNT, it's going to blow. It's about to happen, kind of thing. If it hasn't happened already, it's going to happen this week. You may try and run and avoid it, but it's not going to happen. Things have been set in motion. I have the King of Wands in the reverse here, the Sun, and then the 4 of Wands. All right. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, possibly in your energy. This is more like kingdom building, solutions. I think it's making you happy that they're not in their right. It's going to work out for you because they're not doing so well. And it's kind of weird because it's like, this is like an ex-spouse with the marriage card in reverse, or no reason to celebrate, but it brings about your happiness in some way. There is some sunshine here. Or perhaps you're confused because why is this fire sign so happy when you know full well that something bad is supposed to happen to them? So they don't have a reason to celebrate, but they're still holding their happiness even though they're kind of in a tough situation. You're confused by this. This is confusing for you. I'm going to clarify the Sun card. I'm going to clarify whose happiness is that. Clarify the Sun card, please, Spirit. It's from your past. An Aquarius. And a Prince of Wands. All right. I'll tell you why this fire sign is happy, because they have a wish come true. They have a wish come true, or they could have an Aquarius in their energy that's making them very happy. But whatever it is, it's taking them away from their past. Their past wasn't good, and they're leaving it behind them. That's why they're happy. Are you that 6 of Cups in their past? Possibly. And you don't understand why they could be so happy without you, or why they can move forward without you. You don't understand this. And it's kind of weird because I feel like you're the one, you're moving forward with multiple people. And yet this one person, the way this person moves is the one that bothers you the most. It could be the Aquarius that is moving very passionately, perhaps multiple partners with the Prince of Wands. But moreover, this is news. This is kind of more of a, no, this is the Prince of Wands. This is definitely that in and out, you know, hooking up kind of energy this person has. But it's that freedom. They have an they have a freedom from their past that is making them happy, even though things are kind of shitty for them right now. And you are not contemplating that, right? You're not able to process that right now. It's very confusing for you. And it's because you've moved on. It feels like you've moved on. But then you have this two situations, this uncertainty, this confusion, this, you're having more trouble. You don't hate this person. You don't hate that they're happy. You just don't understand. You know they're going through trouble, but they're still going through happiness. And what it is the two things that you're not allowing to come together here is your past and your present. I picked this up on another sign, but it's basically you're trying to keep your past and your present so separate that you actually can't move forward because you're not actually existing anywhere. You should be in the middle. You should be in the present entirely, or you should be in the present entirely. But because you keep the past and the present separate, you're just nowhere. Does that make sense? I'm really having trouble explaining that. I had trouble explaining it before. But basically, not healing your past and not just moving forward in the moment, you're just stuck. And you're not contemplating why this other person is just doing all right. They've let go of their Six of Cups. They have the Six of Cups in reverse. They're done. They're moving on with, they have wishes coming true. They have journeys they're going. They may even be hooking up with multiple people or dating multiple people. And it seems like they've moved on, but you're still struggling with pulling that together. Let me see if I can get advice from Spirit for you, because it just seems like, how can they move on so easily when you know it's not that easy? We're all on different timelines, love. The Hangman in reverse from Spirit. You're just thinking about it too much. Yeah, you're thinking about it way too much. You've taken a slower path. With the Hanged Man in reverse, it tells me you've been in your head too long. And when you finally got out of your head, Spirit is saying that when you finally got in your head, you took the Prince of Pentacles path. You took the slow path. You didn't take the fiery, passionate, teenage, immature path. You took that slow, steady, apologetic, I'm gonna, pensive, kitty feet, like very careful path. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially since you were miserable. I have the Nine of Cups in reverse here and the Four of Cups. You may have been okay financially, but you still took that financial pentacled slow path instead of a more emotional path. This person took the Six of Cups in reverse and just dumped it out and moved on. Because they dealt with the pain so abruptly. They dealt with the difficulty of it so abruptly. They processed it so abruptly. When you've got you're a moon down here and a moon up there. You've got nothing. You really haven't figured it out yet. But you haven't figured out because you're not just moving forward. You're still letting the anchor of the past kind of drag you along through the water instead of just kind of easing into the past and a whole new Nine of Cups and perhaps even a Ten of Cups to complete this cycle and get out of it. Yeah, you've taken the much slower path and you've not really worked on your emotions. Spirit is saying get in those feels right now because it's going to hurt, but not as bad as you think because you've held off on it. This is such a guy thing. Held off on it for so long that the actual pain of it isn't there. It's just the actual past of it. You're trying to start new things. You're trying to get something new going, the present going, but you're still dragging that past along with you. And so like a new person, you're going to have to explain the past to them because it's there with you. And you don't have a good explanation because you didn't work through it. It's that kind of thing. Solo card, Nine of Pence. To start your love reading. Yes, because you're focusing on money over love. All right. You're just trying to win. Look, you're trying to win this very quickly. 9 of Pentacles, I got me. I'm all good by me. And very quickly, I got goals. I got goals of winning, of cutting you off and winning. That's kind of how you progress through this breakup or this ending with this person that seems to be doing okay with it, but you're not. You kind of just decided, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to rush, and I'm going to get my victory. It's going to be a public victory. Everybody's going to know who was the jerk. But even though you may be getting exactly what you want, you're coming into the reality that it does nothing for you in the long term in terms of life itself. It's just, it's a victory, sure. It's a public victory, sure. But who's walking away the happiest? You're trying to figure that out. Because this King of Wands still coming in the reverse. You're like, I don't understand. There's such a lack of understanding. And that is you. You don't understand the relationship between you now either. It's difficult for you to comprehend because this person has changed so much. You think they're in the reverse. Spirit is telling me this person isn't in the reverse. You just don't recognize them because they've adjusted, they've changed, they've healed themselves. While you yourself have kind of just gone back to square one and started over without healing yourself. There's something here that you desperately need to address. And it's just your past. And it could be the history with this person, but it just seems the past in general needs a little attention because it's holding you down. And the longer it holds you down, the more difficult it is going to be able to explain to new present people what's going on, because you're going to seem obsessed with this old person. When in fact, you want to be rid of them, but you haven't figured out how they've rid themselves of you. Or how they've moved on, or how they've changed, or why they're so different. You think they're, like I said, you think they're in the reverse, but they're not. That's your perception, Spirit says, and you're confused about your relationship and how things should go forward and how things should go back and all this stuff. When really, what you need to do is manage yourself, your own self in love. You need to bring it back to you, Pisces. You're the important one. Let me get your advice from Spirit. Okay. Keep going which way you're going. The Spirit says don't have a dick measuring contest. Ladies or gents, it's not about who's winning. You've chosen this path. Yes, you're going to your 10 of Cups. Yes, you have emotional shit to deal with. Yes, you have... you've taken the slow path, you've taken the slower move, the more settled, stable route with the Pence, but it doesn't matter what the other person's going through. It just matters that you're on your path. Stop looking around at what other people are doing, because it doesn't matter, especially since you are probably going the right way, because you're going 10 of Hearts, 10 of Cups. You're going towards what will fulfill you the greatest, physically and spiritually. This is physical and spiritual completion here. You're heading that way. You're going to move beyond. But don't panic just because somebody else is a little ahead of you in something. Other times you're going to be a little ahead of them in other things, and vice versa. It's kind of, we're all on our own path, our own timelines, whatever's. It's why this general readings can be so difficult for my Pisces sometimes, or anybody, because you don't understand them, but then they'll pop up later, or then they'll remind you of something from the past. That's why I say stick with the readings, because this is saying stay where you are. This is not important. You're the important one. Stay where you are. Keep going, because you're on your way to success. Okay? That's all it is. You guys are good. Solid. All right, Pisces, thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip or donate if the Spirit moves you. My email's below if you would like to book a personal reading or connect with me on a private level. And of course, have a great week, my lovely Pisces, because this whole reading is just reassurance to say you are doing fine. Hang in there, loves.